guys, the remaining card readings are on this video. There is one that's done with the writer, and it's a short one. Other than that, the rest of them with NK's readings and a special bonus Shannon at the end. So enjoy it. Leave some comments. Let me know if you like it. I added a little more of the shuffling in so that you guys can see that. I had a couple of people say, well, how do we know you didn't stack the deck? Well, now you'll know. Love you guys. See you on the other side. Anyway, so I'm going to do it again. I'm going to cut 3 piles, and I'm going to decide what pile I want on the top. And now, without a signifier, I'm going to read. Now, I'm going to do a sort of a standard layout for her. And basically, I'm going to... Now, I want to tell you, I read cards different than most people would read cards because I was taught how to read cards when I was 10 years old by a person who reads them non-traditionally. So, I'm going to lay the whole thing out, and I'm going to tell you a lot about what it means. Whoa, and this is very, very what you'd think it means. Yeah. And no surprise here. What I'm reading here is that she was involved in this in the fact that she thought that she was going to get something with a little work. She figured there wasn't a lot to do, that she'd just sort of meddle in it, maybe get her hands in it a bit. She got stuck in it more than she thought. It was like a rabbit hole. She went deeper and deeper and deeper into it. She lost control of it. She lost control of what she was doing. She was doing it for a lot of money. She thought she didn't care about Chris. She just wanted the money. She gave it a lot of thought. She was the planner of it. It fell apart on her. She just, she didn't do it. If she had married him, there was no intention of marrying him. He felt backstabbed by her. He still thinks that he can get something. She still thinks she can get something from him, but now she feels he has nothing. She's feeling like totally like this went to hell. He got caught. She just wants to stay away from it. It just fell apart. She did have something to do with it, but it looks like it started in the planning phase. It looks like she started in the planning phase. He was probably incompetent, and she felt like she had to get more and more involved. It looks here like she just, she put the bug in his ear, but he just didn't seem to be able to get anything done or get anything done right. Now let's read another deck and see what the other deck says. All right? Oh, they're coming up right side up. Let's see. Oops, come on. Like I said, these aren't laminated. They're hard to pick up. Ah, upside down. Reminds me of a Yes cover. All right. Now to read these, I would say that she does have angels trying to work with her, but she's not listening to them. Everyone has someone who's trying to help them on an ethereal range in that area, but she's not cracked open. You see, because this represents her journey here. This represents her earth self, her spiritual self, her journey to spirit, and where she's going. And we have the Seven Sisters, the Pleiades, that place of energy, that is in these cards where all energy comes from. And she is not absorbing that energy, not where she is. It says that she has the chance to be empathic, but she's turning it away. She's just not going there. And that's like we said in the first deck, because she's all held up. If she had to be empathic, she'd have to feel what she did, and she's not feeling what she did. So her spiritual, she's not cracked open. She's not opened up at all, and so she's not able to receive any healing that would bring her to the inner self, to her inner self, and so she won't get to this place where she needs to be. But her angels are trying to get her there. Her spirit guides are trying to get her there, to this point of where she could be, like after death, where she could be in this place where she would join with others of a positive nature. But if you look at the very first card, it's, you know, it's reversed, and in it as reversed, instead of these beautiful angels dancing, you end up having stalagmites, or those stalactites in a cave that could fall on you at any minute. So you can either, you know, have this stabbing effect, or you can have these beautiful women dancing with you. William Blake, my favorite deck. There's a lot of them here, so it's really hard to shuffle, particularly with my carpal tunnel, which I have to go in to have surgery on. So I don't know if any of you had it. If you have, please let me know. Okay, tell me about Nicole. 'With Blake, I like to do an around the world. Talks about the phases of life. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1. Ooh, yeah, you can always count on Blake. Alrighty. Now, what we have here is that she really honestly didn't believe she was going to get caught in anything, and that she felt that she had the plan, and the plan was just right. This is the idea, women in poetry, okay? When that card comes up reversed in this position, because now we're in the third position of the clock, and that position is the position of the East. And the East is when all energy rises, all good things come from the East. But this idea backwards is that you have a person who is using their creativity in the wrong way. They feel that they have a masterpiece. They feel that they have something that's so beautiful and so lovely, that's something that people look upon them and just absolutely think it's fantastic. But it's foolish. But they don't realize that they are a fool. You know, it's like somebody standing. You know what I think of when I think of it is like somebody's drunk at a party, or stoned at a party, and they stand up and they think, and they say something like, "Oh, have you ever noticed how incredibly beautiful your fingernails are?" You know, and you're like, what? You know, because they think they're so incredibly profound and everyone else thinks they're a jerk. And that's what this is upside down. Somebody who is like, I have this incredible poem. One fish, two fish, I like fish, you know. Anyway, they have this incredible knowledge, or they think it's wonderful and it's not. And so I suspect that that might have been her idea or her planning, because you know, she's right there thinking, I'll look innocent, I'll make the plan, it'll be cool, and actually the plan's not very cool. All right, and then we have this idea of negative transformation. All right, so we're transforming something into something that it's not. Again, we're in the higher ideas of her mind. She's taking something and it's negative. And if you look at the card, actually he's taking something that's dark and black and white and not. Now, Blake was a very incredibly religious but also very strange man. He used to write this intense, weird poetry, and it takes years for some people just to read one poem and figure it out. So now we have this point of transformation, but it's reverse. So reverse doesn't mean that something's untransforming, but it could mean that something's transforming from good to bad. That could be her plans transforming from good to bad. It could be, hey, Happy, stop it. That's the other bird. It could be that her life is transforming. It could be, in this case, that she's starting to realize that her plan isn't all that good. We'll know once we put all this together. Okay, so if you want to wait a minute, I can finish the reading and I'll let you know, but I'm just going to go on with this. All right, because now right here we have a 13. Now you notice that 13 is the transformation reversed, and if the transformation is reversed, then what we really have is a 7. Okay, so 7, I'll get into the numbers later. All right, so then we have painting, and painting reverse means that we're trying to create something, but it's not as beautiful as we think it is. Then we have knowledge reverse. Knowledge reverse is a 6. The 5 of paintings is a 5. Now, knowledge is a higher card, and that's why it's in Roman numerals. But still, it's a 6, and this is a 5. That reversed is a 7. So all these cards go together. I'll explain it later. Here we have energy, but it's not reversed. So that means that all the energy here is going into these cards. So we're putting energy into the reversal of because the circles, we're putting energy into this negative circle. Now we have aspirations, or the poetry of aspirations. So if we go this way too, we have the idea that she wants to do this. It's not just because it's going bad. She doesn't realize it's going bad. She doesn't have any idea that this is a mistake. And she's going forward with it because she thinks that this is good. And the 6 of music is this idea that everything is pleasure, everything is wonderful, everything is good, all right? And the idea that there's abundance in all of this. So again, Blake is telling us what she's thinking, but let's see if Blake will tell us where it takes her. Okay. Now, you can come right down the row, backwards and forwards. So Blake is going to take us. And Blake is saying that it is taking her in the reverse of a painting of an angel. So it's the reverse of a painting of an angel, which means it's a painting of a demon or a darkness. Okay? And the angel of science reversed is, of course, an angel of something that doesn't make sense. And then we have an angel of music reversed is the angel of discord. And then we have a man of music. And in this case, he can also be the man of lies. So what we're seeing is we're seeing this creative circle of what she created. And what she's going to get from it is she's going to bring herself to be surrounded by a dark force. She's going to lose credibility. She's going to be involved with a man who's going to be, now this is not going to be Chris, because she's already been involved with Chris. This is her future. She's going to get herself involved more and more with people who are going to be deceptive with her. Probably, maybe she's going to get involved with agents who are going to try to take her, quote, fame and make money off of her. I don't know. But she's going to involve with people who are going to hurt her and do terrible things to her. And the more she gets involved with all of this, the more hurt she's going to get. Now, let's see if Blake has one more thing for us. Oh, boy. And in this card, Blake says she's going to lose her money. She's going to end up becoming poor. She's not going to be able to sustain herself. I would like to ask Blake, because he's very good. I want to ask the cards, can you tell me, is she going to be welcomed back into her family? Is her family supporting her? Apparently her family is supporting her, but not as much. They're not going to support her forever. Okay, and this is what I see happening. Let me move the circle. And I bet you Blake's going to confirm it. Yep. Yeah. Things change with the moon. And this is kind of being, oh my God, why did I do that? Why did I do that? It looks like she's going to piss her family way off. I mean, if murdering someone hasn't, or getting involved with a murder hasn't. But she's going to really upset them. Things are going to change. She's going to be really, really sorry. But in the end, they're not going to help her. And she's going to end up, on her own and probably destitute. And wow. So it looks like she doesn't have a lot of good times ahead of her. I suspect, based on the energy, that when she gets involved with this person who's going to take her for a ride, her family's not going to like him, and they're going to tell her stay away from him, but she won't. And when she doesn't, her family's going to disown her, and then eventually she's going to say, I need to come back. And when she wants to come back, they're going to say, nope, it's too late. That's what I think. This world comes crashing down real big. Yeah. It looks like wow, that is really weird. This looks like his family may, the cards aren't sure. Okay, the cards aren't sure here, but it looks like his family may abandon him. That maybe even one of his family, one of his parents is going to die. All right, now you didn't, don't mark my word on that, because the cards are not like, yes, here it is, but the cards are indicating that probably about the time she dumps him is about the time that one of his parents is going to, maybe even both of them, but at least one of them is going to die. Now, I don't know if that's true because the cards aren't like right in my face, but it is hinting at that. So maybe that's going to be part of his trauma, why it's going to be so big. Wow. Meaningless. Okay, could you please tell me about Shannon, when she's going to decide to cross over all the way, and how she's doing right now? This is all so true. These cards say, right now, Shannon's in the past and she's sad. And we know that. And that it's slowed down her progress, and we know that. What we can do to help her is to, it says here, to remind her that her mortality is making her cling to the part of the earth, and that she's no longer mortal, and that she doesn't have to cling to the mortal rules and laws, that we are part of the world, you see, that we are part of the world, but she is no longer, that she doesn't have to cling to the past anymore, that she has to move forward, and that when she does, that she'll have a boundless future, and that she should really be going with the flow. So we want to help her do that, and that there is a silence that she needs to enter in her mind in order to get there. I know that this is something that she really is not open to right now, but the cards say that this is what she needs. This is the forward thing. I'm going to just top it and see what comes from it. And you see, this is exactly. It says she needs to turn inside, look inside to find what she really needs. But there are complications. And we know there are complications when it comes to Shannon. We all know. And working on those complications, clinging to her past, that's what's the hardest for her. So there's nothing really amazing that we don't know here. And sometimes the cards do that. But like they said, the best thing we can do, the very best thing to do, is remind her that we are in the world, but she isn't. And that we need to let her deal with that. She's feeling sorrow. And we need to bring her back, because she's innocent of her children's murder. And I know, between you and I know she's feeling some guilt. I know she's feeling some guilt on what happened. She's feeling like if only she didn't take the vacation. I mean, I know it was a work thing, but if only she didn't go, if only she had come home sooner, etc., etc., etc. If only she knew, heard the clues, if only she knew what he was doing. All those things that you think of when you're a mom. So that was Shannon. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you got some insight. If you like these card readings, I'll do more. I'll do them for other famous people or other people who've passed on. Just let me know, okay?